Welcome to Spoken Quora, the home of inspiring stories and life-changing ideas from the world's best books. Today, we're diving into Do It Today by Darius Foroux, a guide to breaking free from procrastination and living a more focused, fulfilling life. So, if you've ever felt stuck in a loop of, I'll do it tomorrow, this one's for you. Let's uncover the powerful lessons that can transform your everyday struggles into unstoppable progress. Ready? Let's dive in. Alex, a 32-year-old marketing professional, was the kind of person others envied. Living in a stylish Brooklyn apartment with a balcony that overlooked the city, they had a high-paying job at a top firm and a lifestyle that, from the outside, screamed success. Friends and colleagues often commented on how lucky Alex was to have it all together. But what no one saw was the storm brewing behind the scenes. Alex's life wasn't as picture-perfect as it seemed. Mornings were dominated by snooze-button marathons. Afternoons were spent catching up on work Alex had meant to finish days ago, and evenings spiraled into binge-watching TV shows, fueled by a mix of fatigue and guilt. It started innocently enough, delaying a task here, postponing a decision there. But over time, it became a habit, one that Alex couldn't shake. Their workdays felt like a constant game of catch-up, running from one deadline to the next. By Friday, Alex would collapse on the couch, telling themselves they deserved a break after such a stressful week. But come Sunday night, dread would settle in. The to-do list Alex had ignored all weekend loomed large, and guilt replaced relaxation. Every night ended the same way, staring at the ceiling, whispering, "Tomorrow, I'll fix this," but tomorrow never came. Alex knew something was wrong, but couldn't quite figure out how to fix it. Was it a lack of motivation? Poor time management? Or was it something deeper? An underlying fear of failure, a resistance to change? Whatever the cause, the cycle felt endless. Setting ambitious goals in the morning, abandoning them by lunch, and ending the day feeling like a failure. Work was becoming increasingly stressful, with managers hinting that Alex's performance wasn't meeting expectations. "You're talented," they'd say, "but you need to get more organized." Even outside of work, Alex's personal life wasn't faring any better. Social plans were canceled last minute. Phone calls from family went unanswered, and hobbies Alex once loved, like photography and painting, gathered dust. Life felt overwhelming, yet empty. The breaking point came during a quarterly review meeting. Alex's boss, usually calm and supportive, finally laid it out. "Alex, we need to see improvement. You're capable of so much more, but something's holding you back." Those words echoed in Alex's mind for days. Capable of more. Was it true? Deep down, Alex knew they weren't living up to their potential. Not because they couldn't, but because they didn't know how to break free from the cycle of procrastination. Sitting at their favorite coffee shop one Saturday afternoon, nursing a latte and scrolling aimlessly on their phone, Alex stumbled upon an article titled, "Stop Waiting for Tomorrow: The Power of Taking Action Today." Intrigued, they clicked. The Spiral of Procrastination. Procrastination wasn't just a bad habit for Alex. It was a way of life. Each morning began with optimism, a fresh start marked by an ambitious to-do list scribbled hastily over coffee. But by noon, the list was abandoned, overshadowed by endless distractions. The distractions weren't accidental either. Alex knew all the tricks to avoid confronting the day's work. Checking emails, organizing the pantry, rearranging their desk. These felt productive, but deep down, Alex knew they were just ways to dodge the tasks that actually mattered. And when these tasks piled up, so did the stress. Social media became Alex's greatest escape. A quick 5 minutes on Instagram often turned into an hour of mindless scrolling, through perfectly curated snapshots of other people's lives. Friends jet-setting across Europe, colleagues celebrating promotions, influencers showing off their productivity hacks. Each post added fuel to Alex's self-doubt. How does everyone else seem so put together while I'm barely holding it together? They'd wonder. The more Alex scrolled, the heavier the weight of inadequacy grew. It wasn't just about work anymore. It felt personal. When Alex wasn't glued to their phone, other distractions crept in. Cleaning the apartment became a strangely appealing activity, even though it wasn't urgent. Suddenly, scrubbing the stovetop felt more manageable than responding to an important email. As tasks went unfinished, anxiety began to settle in like an uninvited guest. The longer Alex avoided a project, the bigger it loomed in their mind. A simple presentation draft turned into a mountain of work they couldn't climb. Each time Alex tried to start, they'd freeze, overwhelmed by the thought of how much needed to be done. The procrastination anxiety loop became a daily cycle. 1. Morning. Resolve to tackle the day head-on. 2. Midday. Fall into distractions. 3. Afternoon. Panic about unfinished work. 4. Evening. Feel guilty and vow to fix everything tomorrow. By the end of the week, Alex was drowning in deadlines, barely managing to submit work on time, or worse, missing deadlines entirely. One Friday afternoon, Alex received an email from their boss. The subject line read, "Urgent. Let's talk." Heart pounding, Alex clicked to find a short but cutting message. The email outlined a missed deadline for a critical project, the inconvenience it had caused the team, and a clear expectation for improvement. It wasn't the first time Alex had heard this, but something about the tone struck a nerve. This isn't who I am, Alex thought. But if that were true, then why did this keep happening? Why couldn't they break free from the constant cycle of avoiding, delaying, and apologizing? That evening, Alex sat alone on the couch, staring at the flickering TV. They felt a mix of guilt, frustration, and exhaustion. It wasn't just about losing the respect of their boss or the fear of job security. It was the sinking realization that procrastination was stealing time and potential they could never get back. I need to change, Alex whispered to themselves. But where to start? How do you fight a habit so ingrained it feels like a part of who you are? The question lingered as Alex opened their laptop and began searching for answers. A simple, life-changing approach. Enter Emma, a colleague from the London office who was in many ways the opposite of Alex. Where Alex saw chaos, Emma exuded calm. Despite her demanding schedule, Emma always seemed unruffled. Her work consistently delivered on time and with finesse. She wasn't the type to brag or preach, but her quiet confidence made her someone people naturally gravitated toward. One afternoon, during a virtual coffee break, Alex couldn't hold back anymore. "Emma, how do you manage it all? You've got deadlines, projects, and life, yet you always seem on top of things," Alex blurted out, half in admiration, half in desperation. Emma chuckled. "Trust me, I wasn't always like this. A few years ago, I was in the exact same place, stressed, overwhelmed, and constantly procrastinating." Alex leaned in, intrigued. Emma shared her secret. "It all changed when I read this book, Do It Today by Darius Foroux. It's not one of those over-the-top motivational books. It's practical, simple, and honest. It helped me understand why I procrastinated and, more importantly, how to stop." Curiosity sparked. Alex pressed for details. "So, what's the big idea? What makes it so special?" Emma smiled. "The big takeaway? Action creates motivation, not the other way around. We always wait to feel ready, but that moment rarely comes. The trick is to start anyway." Over the next few minutes, Emma outlined the key principles from Do It Today that transformed her life. 1. The myth of perfect timing. We tell ourselves, I'll do it when I'm in the right mood, or I'll start when the time is perfect. But that's just procrastination in disguise. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The best time to start is right now. Even if it's messy or imperfect. Alex nodded, realizing how often they'd delayed tasks waiting for some magical alignment of motivation and timing. 2. Prioritize and simplify. Most of us try to do everything, and that's why we feel overwhelmed. The trick is to focus on what truly matters. Just 2 or 3 things that will make the biggest impact. Forget the rest. Emma pulled out her phone and showed Alex her daily task list. 3 items, no more. This keeps me focused and sane, she said with a grin. 3. Create systems, not goals. Goals are great for direction, but systems are what get you results. It's about building habits and routines that make action automatic. For example, I block out 1 hour every morning for deep work. It's non-negotiable. Alex loved the idea of systems. Less pressure, more consistency. 4. Stop chasing happiness. We often think, I'll be happy when I finish this project, or I'll relax once I hit my goal. But happiness isn't something you chase. It's a byproduct of meaningful work and steady progress. When you focus on the work itself, joy naturally follows. This one hit Alex hard. They'd been so focused on the end result, impressing their boss, catching up on deadlines, that they'd forgotten to enjoy the process. Inspired by Emma's calm confidence and practical advice, Alex decided to pick up a copy of Do It Today. That evening, they read the first chapter and found themselves nodding in agreement. The words felt less like advice and more like a mirror, reflecting back all the ways Alex had been holding themselves back. It wasn't just a book, it was a wake-up call. As Alex turned the pages, they began to see procrastination not as a failure of willpower, but as a habit, one that could be broken with the right tools. Emma's advice echoed in their mind. Action creates motivation. Just start. From chaos to clarity. With Emma's guidance and the lessons from Do It Today, Alex set out to reclaim their life. Not with sweeping resolutions, but with small, intentional changes. The first step was crafting a morning routine that prioritized action over overthinking. Every morning, Alex committed to spending the first 30 minutes tackling their most important task. No emails, no distractions, just focused effort. It was harder than expected at first. Their mind wanted to wander, but they remembered Emma's advice. Just start. Those 30 minutes often turned into an hour of productive work, setting a positive tone for the day. Social media, the perennial thief of time, was the next to go. Alex installed a website blocker during work hours, cutting off the endless scroll. The initial withdrawal was real. What if they missed something important? But as days passed, they realized how much mental space had been freed. In place of mindless scrolling, Alex implemented Emma's simple productivity system, a daily list with just 3 tasks. If I finish these, Alex thought, the day is a win. Emma had emphasized the importance of celebrating progress, no matter how small. Instead of obsessing over what was left to do, Alex started acknowledging each completed task. A quick fist pump after sending an email, or a satisfied smile after submitting a report became little rituals of victory. This shift in mindset, focusing on progress rather than perfection, felt liberating. Tasks no longer loomed as insurmountable mountains. They became stepping stones. The changes weren't dramatic overnight, but they were steady and undeniable. Within weeks, Alex noticed subtle, yet significant shifts. Deadlines were met without the last-minute panic. Stress levels dropped as Alex felt more in control of their workload. Evenings transformed from guilt-ridden Netflix binges to guilt-free relaxation. For the first time in years, Alex had space to breathe. They spent evenings strolling through Brooklyn's tree-lined streets, savoring the small joys of life, something they hadn't done in ages. They even picked up a book for pleasure, rather than work. Alex's transformation wasn't about becoming a productivity machine. It was about finding balance. They learned that progress isn't about doing everything, it's about doing the right things. By taking consistent action, embracing simplicity, and celebrating small wins, Alex broke free from the spiral of procrastination. As Alex reflected on their journey, they realized that the real victory wasn't just meeting deadlines or checking off tasks. It was rediscovering the joy in life's little moments. The morning sunlight streaming through their window, the satisfaction of a day well spent, and the peace of knowing they were in control. Emma's parting words rang true. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And progress starts with today. Your turn to take action. Does Alex's journey sound like your own? If you've ever felt stuck in the loop of procrastination and overwhelm, now's the moment to change your story. Remember, you don't need a grand plan or the perfect time to begin. Progress starts with a single step. Here are 2 simple questions to guide you today. 1. What's one small step I can take right now to move forward? 2. What task am I avoiding that, if completed, would make a big difference? The beauty of action is that it creates its own momentum. As Darius Foroux wisely puts it, action isn't just the effect of motivation, it's also the cause. By taking that first step, you're setting the stage for everything else to fall into place. So, what will your first step be? Don't wait for tomorrow. Make today the day you take charge of your life. And remember, even small wins are worth celebrating. Start now, because your future self will thank you. That's it for today's story from Spoken Quora. If Alex's journey inspired you, imagine how many more life-changing lessons are waiting for you right here. Back-end index pointing right, don't miss out on our next story. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're always the first to know when a new video drops. Speech Balloon, we'd love to hear from you. What was your favorite takeaway from today's video? Drop it in the comments below and let's start a conversation. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, the best time to take action is always today. See you in the next video.